this video is going to be about introversion and extroversion. I'm going to try to make this a pretty simple explanation, but I'm also going to add some of my own antidotes because I am an introvert and I've had insecurity. I've felt insecure regarding my introversion for a long time. And it's only been recently that I've realized it and kind of have been able to overcome it. So first let's talk about introversion and extroversion. So there's a lot of personality tests out there, and you may have taken some. They've become really popular. MBTI, I think is the acronym, is a really popular test. And oftentimes these tests, they ask you, amongst a lot of other questions, they ask you something similar to, do you enjoy going out and hanging out with people, or would you rather stay at home and read a book? Now, I understand why they do this. It's a simple question. It weeds out, or it's able to kind of categorize people pretty easily. But what this question is, and sorry for the spoilers, this question has to do with introversion and extroversion. Introverts are they're the ones who stay at home and read the book. Extroverts are the ones who go out and hang out with other people. So, but this does oversimplify introversion and extroversion because introversion and extroversion has to do with how people derive their energy. So, extroverts derive their energy from talking with people, from being around people. They become more energized the longer they stay with people, they're around other humans. While introverts derive energy from their inner thoughts. So being alone, being able to gather their thoughts, this is kind of inner dialogue. And, on the reverse, extroverts get very drained when they're not around people, while introverts become drained when they're around a lot of people. So, as you can tell, they're very different, but, you're not necessarily completely introverted and you're not completely extroverted. You have a lot of people are kind of in between. I lean toward the introvert side, and I can remember from a very early age being insecure about this because from teachers, and I'm not blaming my teachers, I'm not blaming anyone for this. I just think this is kind of just how society, at least in the United States, more specifically, I can talk about the Midwest and Iowa, which is where I'm from. Teachers would, whenever I would play alone or eat alone at lunch, they would always encourage me, if not just actually place my toys next to other people. They would encourage me to be with others, and just this, and it's a very small thing, and I understand again that they meant well, but in my head that meant that being alone, playing by myself, eating by myself, was wrong. That I was weird because I didn't want to be with other children. And on my report cards, if I had them, I would show you. It always says she is very shy. I wish she was more outgoing, or I wish she would talk more in class, or engage with other students. And I can remember just being really self-conscious about this, thinking, I don't want to do this. I don't want to talk with other kids. It's not necessarily that I didn't like them, but I enjoyed playing by myself, being by myself. And then when I was, at home at family gatherings, and again, my family's amazing, I'm not trying to blame them, but again, being alone was something that I was, really discouraged from doing. I should not be alone. I should not go into another room. I should be in the family room. I should be talking with, family members, extended family members. And, it continued throughout my life. In high school, I was, the fact that I didn't go to some dances was considered weird. The fact that I didn't want to go to a football game was weird, because why wouldn't you? That's where everyone hangs out. That's where all the popular kids were. And I never understood why I didn't like to do this, and I felt really weird. I felt like I was some oddball. And then when I was in college, I realized about introversion and extroversion. I realized that I was an introvert. And there wasn't anything wrong with that. There's nothing, fellow introverts, there's nothing wrong with being an introvert from not wanting to hang out with other people. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just how you derive your energy. So, yeah, I guess that's just a little, I mean, again, that's just a very brief explanation of introversion and extroversion, and then also my insecurities. That could take a while, but yeah, so if you are an introvert or an extrovert, please comment and share your experiences. I would love to read them.